I feel like I'm on an episode of like Call Her Daddy or something.
I feel like I'm like getting interrogated.
Yeah. Honestly, dude, is this Barbara Walters?
I don't know. It's kind of like Dateline. I'm waiting for Lester Holt to come in.
But it's kind of a good change of pace, you know?
It is. It's different than being in the kitchen and, being around the great NJ Gourmet logo and stuff like that. We get to change it up a little bit. And you look like a rap star today.
Listen, I felt like it was dark horse time, so we're going to be a little dark. Well, I mean, let's get into it. Welcome to the Fantasy Wise Guys. We are here at a new remote location. We cannot verify the whereabouts.
Yeah, we cannot. I was told strictly as I walked in, do not say a word. So I'm trying my best, even though I post every 5 seconds.
If you send us some goodies or something, maybe we'll tip you off. We'll let you know. But again, I'm Myke Meals.
Joey Puma here.
And yeah, welcome to the show. If you don't already, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go on Spotify, rate us, follow us there. And Instagram, of course, we've been popping off.
How old have we been Instagram worthy? We have been, 3 weeks?
No, not even. Like two weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
2 weeks yesterday.
I feel like we had a newborn baby.
The last couple of posts we put up, I mean, this last one, I told Puma in the morning, it's going to blow up. His Pickens post, 115 likes. After that, 104 likes. We're talking about RJ Harvey. Then another 60.
You're right.
Judkins, 102 for Tyrone Tracy. I mean, we're popping off.
We were. And I it's a credit to you guys. It's a credit to Len. You guys are the masterminds behind it. And
no, I mean, it's the whole squad.
It is the whole squad, but I can't thank you enough. You guys do it well. Yes. Yeah, you guys get it done.
Dude, we've been having a lot of fun with this.
Yes.
I'll tell you, man.
Absolutely.
Wow, I just noticed the jersey.
Yeah, do you like this?
I low-key really do.
Now, this would have been great for like a rookie segment.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, and it doesn't come with a prenup either.
What's the story with that?
Dude, so, a lot of stuff is happening in Mr. Travis Hunter's life. He became a professional, got drafted. He got married to his long-term girlfriend. And, it was in the news reported last week that he didn't even have her sign a prenup. In this day and age.
Wow, no kidding, man.
In this day and age, and it's not like he just got a mere bag of shells. He got paid nice.
Definitely. The number 2 pick. What was his? Let me see what his thing is while you're talking.
He got paid very handsomely, and absolutely. If you see a video of their wedding, it's like off the chain. It's crazy, but like he got paid a nice amount. What's the nice amount?
Wow, the contract is fully guaranteed. 4 year Travis Hunter, 4-year rookie contract, worth $46.5 million with a $30.5 million signing bonus, and this is a fully guaranteed contract.
That's sick. But you see, that's what I mean. Like, I feel that like you give somebody that kind of money, you have to protect yourself. You have to protect yourself as an athlete, as a man. You don't know if anything's going to go wrong. I'm not saying something will, but divorce rate is up nowadays. Hey. We're not here to talk about that, but it is the truth. And, as a human being, it is always good to protect yourself. So for you future lovers out there that have some money on either side, get that prenup, please, because you don't want to be left out in the cold.
I will say one last thing about Travis Hunter. I kind of like that in terms of his character assessment if I'm looking and drafting him in fantasy. I like a guy that is a trustworthy guy. Yeah. You know how I am about character.
You're very intangible.
You know what, though? It's because I've been such a scumbag in my life. I can really appreciate the guys that are just... a grade A scholar citizen. Yeah, you know what I mean? I think someone like him is great. But speaking of someone who hasn't been a scholar lately, have you seen Stefon Diggs?
Yeah, as you could tell in those videos, he looks like his leg is okay.
Yeah, he looks like he's having a good old time.
Especially his third leg. But all jokes aside, Myke, I think by Thanksgiving he will be on another team. Yeah. This is not the Mike Vrabel Patriot way, not at all. I mean, you see him out with Cardi B, okay, that's cool. You see Russell Wilson out, etc., guys out at the games or whatever. But to be on a boat with a bunch of women, I'm not saying it was wrong if your name was Joey Puma, but it is very wrong if your name is Stefon Diggs.
Yeah.
So, for me, it's just creating a lot of attention and a lot of questions that everyone has to ask in the New England building. That is not them. I don't think he survives the year, but that's just me.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, if you're watching the video on the screen, Stefon Diggs did not go to OTAs. He's a newly signed wide receiver for the New England Patriots. Just signed a 3-year, $69 million deal, whatever it was. And he's out partying on the boat. And not to mention, if you see, he's got that controlled, dangerous substance. Well, let's just say unknown substance. He's got pink powder. You're right. This is not the way of the New England Patriots.
And I don't want to get into specifics, but all I'm going to say is I don't think it will last long. And it's given me OBJ on the boat vibes back in 2015 or something, 2017 or something like that, before the playoff game the Giants had. So I don't like it. I'm sure Vrabel doesn't like having to answer the questions. And I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze. If you're telling me Justin Jefferson is doing this, unfortunately, that's how sports works. They will look the other way. But this is a guy that is probably in the second to last ending of his career. So he doesn't have many seasons left, if not after this season. And you know how the NFL could blackball you, a la, Ray Rice. It took a while for Kareem Hunt to get back on his feet after an incident. So it's not up to those levels of what he did. But again, you just don't want to be the CEO of your company and look bad.
Yeah, and for me, he's out. I'm personally not interested in drafting him, specifically just because of this. Yeah, and I already knew that he had a character problem, a little attitude problem. The cockiness, I don't like it. I like guys when they show up to OTAs and they're ready to practice. Yeah. And along with that news, there was a couple of other guys who didn't show up to OTAs. And for those who don't know, these are basically training sessions with the football team that are not mandatory. But, if you're not a scumbag and you actually care about the sport and you want to play, you show up and you practice with your team. Get some rapport, get some chemistry, especially if you're a new guy. Go get to know your new guys. Catch some passes from Drake May. But other guys who didn't show up, a little notable, James Cook didn't show up. We know he's looking for a new contract extension.
He's looking for a new deal, so we could see that.
And I wouldn't be too worried. He's gonna play.
Yes, he will play. Eventually, I think he does get paid. It's just a matter of when. But for me, him and Josh Allen back there are dynamic.
Yeah.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Totally. And he's still draftable. And then the guy had 16 touchdowns last year. Another notable name that
back
wasn't
end of the
there.
first round.
Yeah, this one's a really interesting one. Kyle Pitts. Now, there was rumors that he was also seeking contract extension. The real reason why he wasn't there was because he's supposedly rehabbing a foot injury. No one really knows the deal, but now again, every year Kyle Pitts gets us in a trap, right?
Yeah, it's a trap. Kyle Pitts just has so much talent. Reminds me of Jordan Reed. We used to call him Jordan Egg Fried Brains Reed, just because he would always get a concussion.
Oh, concussion.
Yeah, on the Redskins.
Poor thing.
But at the end of the day, he has so much talent. Mike, I think this is Kyle Pitts' year. I think with a quarterback that could get him the ball, Raheem Morris, wants to spread it out with Drake London, Bijan Robinson, but to use Kyle Pitts, to utilize him the proper way is everything. I don't think he will get an extension just because he has nothing to go off of. He hasn't had any breakout years. So for me, if I'm Kyle Pitts, I put my head down and I try to earn it and have the best year possible.
It's still early, so pay attention to that foot injury too, if that's really a thing. And then Terry McLaurin, he's another one.
Scary Terry.
Yeah, another one reportedly in contract extension talks, didn't show up to OTAs. Yeah. But again, this is all normal. Just pay attention during the season.
Yeah.
Start to see who's showing up, who's not.
Absolutely.
Man, see, I keep trying to avoid I just got this tattoo and I got this ointment on here, so I'm trying to avoid leaving it all over the nice furniture in the White House. I don't want the president locking me up.
Yeah, definitely you don't want that.
So what do we got, Puma?
In this no located area that we cannot mention. All right, so we've got today Goodfellas, right? What did Henry Hill used to say? All I wanted to do was be a good fella, right? That's all I wanted in life, to be a gangster. And for me, since we have this Goodfellas segment, it's a guy that in every draft, in all your drafts, who are you going to take? Who's your guy, right? Who's my good fella? And Mike, my good fella is Mr. Joey B. Joe Burrow, right? Joe Cool. He is the man right here. We got the action figure. Len, pull it up right there. How you doing? He's a dog, right?
Wow.
Like, honestly, this man, you know, sometimes I will go into drafts, like I told you, Mike, before in our production meeting. I said, I will go into drafts knowing that if I want someone, I will have them, right? If that means I have to pay a premium and take Mr. Joe Burrow in the second round or the end of the second round or top of the third, I will. Just because, listen, he's a consensus number 3. He finished as quarterback 2.
Stud.
2. And let's not forget, he played every game, all 17 games, right? Mike, he averaged 21 points per game. That's average, not counting the blow-up games, those 45-point games. I remember, oh my gosh, I won't forget it. It was like the best game I was watching. It was Monday night against the Denver Broncos against Bo Nix, and it was just back and forth and back and forth. T. Higgins, Jamar Chase Brown out of the backfield. He is a stud all the way around. I know people will say, you know, well, Puma, he doesn't have the rushing capability. But you know what? He is so exceptional. Did people worry about the rushing capability when they were drafting Peyton Manning back in the day? Nope. And that is why I will take him, because you guys will take a Josh Allen, a Jaden Daniels, or a Lamar Jackson ahead of him because of that rushing capability. But you know what? Who is the better offense? Who is the most explosive offense? And who doesn't have a defense? Mr. Joey B. And that's what makes him a good fella.
And I think when you mentioned, too, about 21 points a game, that's 4-point QB. So let's say you're playing 6-point QB. His average is 27.
Right. So high 20s, early 30s. That is crazy good. Extraordinary. And again, like we mentioned, you know, all their draft picks, most of them were on defense. They don't have a defense. They are going to be in high-scoring games, 40, 49, 45, 35, 30 games. Like, they're going to have to put up points. And they are a well-oiled machine. This is why gives me the confidence to draft the Joey B. The re-signage of Jamar Chase. The re-signage of T. Higgins. Right? Let's get the band back together. These guys were in a Super Bowl together. They put up the best numbers of their life and didn't even make the playoffs last year. More to come. He's mine. He's not going anywhere.
So his average draft position right now is the end of the third round, early fourth. So you're saying that you will take him before that and pay above asking price for Joe Burrow, no matter what.
I will take Joey B 211, 212, if not 301.
You heard it here.
Listen, there's just some things you got to do. And you know what, Mike? You make them an offer they can't refuse.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
All right, I'm interested. What's your good fella?
Oh, man. Now,
make it a good one, please.
This was an interesting one, and I promise to tell you that I had a really tough time picking this one. I really did, just because I never like to go with my team. I never like to go with the Jets. So you already know where I'm going with this one. I don't like to go with the Jets. I don't like to go with people that haven't had good proven track record. But I felt like somebody that was really notable this year was Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson this year rekindling this relationship, reuniting with Justin Fields, bringing him back onto this offense. Whole new system. The spirits are high in New York. And let's not forget how talented Garrett Wilson is. Right now, he's being drafted in the 4th, 5th round. We might see that change come draft day in fantasy. But in redraft leagues, dynasty leagues, wherever, I'm looking to scoop him up. specifically because everybody is a little down on him. And let me just share a few things with you. Garrett Wilson last year finished wide receiver 9. Obviously in a kind of a little disgruntled offense behind Aaron Rodgers. There was a lot of issues over there. They brought Devontae Adams in, and he still managed to score and be wide receiver 9. This year, the Jets have made a commitment to Garrett Wilson to make him the number 1 receiver. They don't have anybody else. They haven't brought in the Devontae Adams. They drafted Arian Smith, but this guy, was looking at wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 numbers. I think Justin Fields and Garrett Wilson, this energy that they have together, all the things that I've been hearing. So Justin Fields going around telling people how great he's going to be, sensing his breakout with this new Jets offense. Exact words, sky's the limit. So I think that this is a fresh start. And we did see a couple years ago, Justin Fields with his main targets, DJ Moore. Let's talk about that in 2023. Him and DJ Moore had a classic year. That was the same year that you took both of them. You had them on your team.
Yeah.
You had the stack of Fields and DJ Moore, and you went to the championship. This is the type of thing that I could see happen this year, especially with the relationship. You know how it is. Picture how your relationships are with your boys at home. When you are ready to rock and you guys are reuniting, you guys could probably, the sky's the limit. You guys can do anything together. And I have a feeling that Justin Fields and Garrett Wilson behind the scenes are like, yo, we got to do this year. They both have a lot of talent. They're both spunky. They both know everybody is down on them this year. And Aaron Glenn brings a new energy. I think that they're going to utilize these guys. Garrett Wilson is my must-have, my good fella. He's a made guy. He will be on my team, and I will take him before anybody else.
I will say, same song, same dance. The Jets always win the off-season headlines.
Totally.
Not in season. Mike, how can I trust?
I'm a sucker for love.
A G5 Garrett Wilson, right? I know they have the rapport from Ohio State. I get that totally. This is a team that does not have any other playmakers, but Garrett Wilson and the 3 running backs in the backfield.
Yeah, really young team, man.
You're going to be having a lot of double teams on Mr. Garrett Wilson, and let's not forget how I brought up Joe Burrow with not running. Fields, all he does is run. I feel like that takes opportunity away from Garrett Wilson. That does not make him comfortable for me. Now, if that's your good fella and you want to ride with him throughout, be my guest. But I truly feel the Jets are here to always let us down. Hey, I'm a Jet fan. I totally get it. I get up and about with all the raves and, oh yeah, we're going to be good, and they had the rapport in Ohio State. Yeah. I used to be 10 years old too. And let me give you some numbers though, because in 2023, let's go back to that. Last year, obviously, was a wash. He barely played in Pittsburgh, but the year before that, his final year as a starter, Justin Fields to DJ Moore, 136 targets, 96 receptions, 1,364 yards. He 8 touchdowns. I mean, he got the ball. 9 targets a game, basically. I'm predicting Garrett Wilson for at least 10 targets a game. And I think that he's gonna see production. Now, I'm not saying take him before you take Brian Thomas Jr., before you take Malik Neighbors, or before you take CeeDee Lamb. All I'm saying is, right now he's being drafted in the 4th or 5th round. Last year he was being drafted 1st, 2nd round. I'm looking to sneak him in the 3rd. All right. I mean, listen. My question to you is: where top wide receiver finish? What do you say
for him?
Yeah.
So
you project. Your project.
I'd say he's going to finish top 12. Right. Last year he finished wide receiver 9. Right now he's going wide receiver 17. Mm-hmm. I'm saying wide receiver 8.
Okay.
Book it. Garrett Wilson, wide receiver 8.
That's
going
into
2025.
That's your good fella.
That's my guy, and I'm riding with him. And it's like I said, it's tough to go with my team because everyone knows it's what's the word I'm looking for? I'm being biased, I guess you could say.
Yeah. But you know what? If you truly believe in the player, then by all means, we had this conversation. Like yes, of course there is some bias to players and teams and all that other stuff. But if you truly feel the conviction on someone, you have to go with your gut, because in the end, you don't want to say, damn, I should have did this, that, and the third. So we're just here to give you the numbers. We're here to give you our suggestion. But in the end, it's up to you.
Yeah, absolutely. So these are guys that we really like. Now, what about, let's talk about the dark horses.
Ooh.
The high risk, high reward guys.
Yeah.
Guys that you got to get a little dirty. Yeah. Guys you don't want to talk about.
Yeah, but you know what? They could either win your league or break your league. They could literally make you or break you.
Make or break you.
Yeah, they literally could take you to the top or make you be in the cellar.
Boom or bust.
Boom or bust. That's who we're talking about. So I'm going to kick us off. My dark horse is Mr. Christian McCaffrey.
Ugh.
Myke meals, Myke mock meals.
Ugh.
Myke does more mocks than I go to the bathroom. Mr. CMC in his 9th year in the NFL. He was the consensus 3rd. He is the consensus 3 running back overall. You know, he was running back 72 last year. That was mainly because of the injury,
yeah,
Myke.
Only 4 games.
Yeah, only 4 games. Listen, you can't go by that. We're going on Christian McCaffrey 2023. We all know the numbers of him with Shanahan. They're outrageous. But you know what I love even more is that you have that Kyle Shanahan offense. And who do they play this year? Oh, wait, they have the first easiest schedule in the league, the San Francisco 49ers. And guess who they kept at quarterback? Brock Purdy, who loves to chuck it a little bit over the middle to him. So you know he's going to get those PPR points.
Yeah.
You know, Myke, Christian McCaffrey is one of the well-known players in this league. But I think what did him in was that Madden curse. I think it is a real thing. Guess what this year? No Madden. No Madden. And you know what? For you to give you guys some perspective, I like to draft backfields and offenses. So I know I'm going to get Christian McCaffrey, and I know that he's a dark horse, but you could also come back in the 7th or 8th round and draft a Garindo. Yeah, as a handcuff, because you know that
insurance.
If CMC does go out, Garindo is an RB2 all the way.
So you're locking in the Kyle Shanahan backfield, basically.
Yeah, mainly because of his offense, lethal, and 2, the schedule.
You know, the only worry I have with CMC, Christian McCaffrey, is that tendinitis. That is a tricky injury.
Well, you see, that's why their schedule, their division is so juicy that my deterrent for that is just draft his handcuff.
Yeah, you're securing it.
Right, you're securing yourself. And if you get the CMC of old, now you have an RB1 league winner without a doubt, Saquon Barkley year like we just saw in 2024. I say the deterrent to all of these, little sprinkles of injury is get their handcuffs.
True. And you got no Deebo Samuel over there anymore. Right. Ayuk might miss at least the first 4
You know
weeks.
They're going to lean more on the run.
Big time. And you mentioned Kyle Shanahan. I love Christian McCaffrey. I really do. But that's why these are high risk, high reward.
Yep.
This is a guy that was injured and dealt with a lot of shit. And I kind of went with somebody a little similar. You want to know? So 2 years ago, also, the wide receiver 1, comparative to your RB1 that you just mentioned, Mr. Tyreek Hill.
My guy. You know, that's like my number 1 guy in keeper.
Know. You love him, man.
I do love him. I actually have a Tyreek Hill jersey. I love that jersey.
The first time I pretty much met Puma, I already knew his favorite player was Tyreek Hill. And it's because he's been having, an outstanding career. And at the time that I met him, he was in the prime. He still arguably can be in the prime. Last year, obviously finished wide receiver 23. A lot of people were down on him. He had not nearly the same production as he had the year prior. But let's not forget, he did play all 17 games. And then one issue that we found out a couple weeks down after the season was that he was battling through a hand injury, which he ultimately got surgery for. So to me, it's a clear indicator of why they weren't throwing him the ball as much. Because we know that Tyreek Hill still runs a 4.3 apparently. He was just running, look at this, with Terrell Owens. He was just running with Terrell Owens. You see that Len
with
put
the
that
kids,
video up?
yeah, and he runs with the kids at the local high school.
So he's still fast. He obviously makes headlines recently, talks a lot of crap, gets himself in some trouble, baby mama drama. I'm not a big character, with me, I'm a big character guy, so having to see stuff like that makes me a little worried. But seeing Tyreek Hill in these mock drafts, he was just making fun of me doing these mock drafts. In these mock drafts, Tyreek Hill is falling to the 4th round right now. Are you kidding me? Tyreek Hill? 4th round, any day. 3rd round, I might even take him. Let's not forget, like I said, he was battling a hand injury. He's coming back healthy, stronger than ever. Tua's back. The Dolphins, they have a lot to prove after last year. I have a tough time believing they're going to fall on their face the same way he did the year before. But even being so, the guy had 959 yards, 6 touchdowns, 122 targets with the hand injury. Keep an eye on him for this year because I could see those numbers doubling. Maybe not doubling, but let's say,
I really love that pick. I really love that pick. I love that pick because he is being so overlooked. You got the issue with, not only does Tyreek have a say in you drafting him, Tua Tagovailoa does. Tua has the biggest say. If Tua's not in there, Tyreek Hill is basically gone.
Yeah.
You've seen what Skylar Thompson has become. You have seen, well, he's not there anymore, but now they have Zach Wilson.
I was going to say, I kind of like it.
Yeah. I think it more falls on Tua. You see, the reason why I went more with the running back is because even if something were to happen to Brock Purdy, again, it doesn't take Einstein. They have Mac Jones who could literally do the same thing and
hand the ball
turn over and hand the ball off. But no, that's a good one as well because he is being overlooked. A guy that used to be a stud. He's still a stud in my mind. But again, he needs that opportunity, and him and McDonald, they have to get on the same page. Mike McDaniels, they have to get on the same page, and they have to get him more involved. You cannot have the likes of Jonnu Smith be your offense with Devon Achane. I think also, too, you have to worry about Devon Achane. He takes away, the looks of Hill. Why do we have to throw the ball when we can just hand it off to a mini Chris Johnson?
But 2 years ago, the Miami Dolphins were probably one of the most high-powered offenses in the league with Achane, Mostert, Waddle, Tyreek Hill. I could see that happening again. I could see them really ramping up.
Okay.
Got some youth to them.
I like it.
Don't sleep on Tyreek Hill.
I like it. I don't love it, but I like it. All right, my next dark horse, Mr. Aaron Jones.
Hey.
Mike, this young man, 2024 fantasy finish was RB16. A lot of players out there would die for an RB16 to be their RB2. You have the young J.J. McCarthy coming in. I feel like they're going to lean more on the run. I think what makes this a volatile pick is because management goes out in the offseason and they get Jordan Mason.
That's what's tough about it.
That's what's tough about it. Is it Jordan Mason is the new look, or is he insurance for Aaron Jones? But I take the page out of the Christian McCaffrey book. If I'm going to go draft Aaron Jones, why not come back and take a Jordan Mason to secure that Minnesota backfield? It is very fruitful. I mean, you had this cat average 12, 13 points per game. I mean, it still has some juice to him, and he will be overlooked. People don't like old toys. They like new and exciting toys. They're going to go after the Genties, the Hamptons, the RJ Harveys, all of that. But if you're sitting there in the 4th round and you come up on an Aaron Jones that's still there, he's a starting running back.
Yeah.
He's on a great team, and he has a young quarterback who, what do young quarterbacks do? Dump the ball.
Dump ball. Yeah, absolutely. And
when
honestly, you can't sleep on the fact that everybody is always worried about Aaron Jones and if he can actually remain healthy for a full season. But last year, he played all 17 games, and I'm looking at it here. You're right, Puma. 317 opportunities he had, which was the most that he's had out of any time in his career. He's been playing, 8 years? 8 years, the most opportunities he had. he might be fresh this year, and he's going like seventh round, 6th round.
And it's kind of like the Shanahan effect, where Kevin O'Connell has earned that respect of the McVay, of Shanahan. You know, he's in the upper echelon of offense with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawkinson. He has made all these players relevant for us in fantasy. To be an RB in that system, I believe he treats it like coming over from the Rams, how McVay would treat Todd Gurley. I think he gives them till the wheels fall off. And if you could get him at the end of the 4th, beginning of the 5th, people are going to overlook this cat because everybody is going to be on the new and improved toys. So for me, I'm staying with Aaron Jones as my dark horse. I really think that he can win you a league. You know, it's not even always about your RB1s or your wide receiver ones. Mm-hmm. It's about who's going to be my RB2 and my flex play.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And he's somebody that I would not mind having as my RB2.
A lot of people wouldn't mind.
Draft him late, even if, like, let's say you get stuck taking a quarterback or a tight end really high, like the first 2-3 rounds, and then you have to get stuck with Jones. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad move.
Especially those people that go 0 RB, you know, and they're going wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver.
I told you I did it the other day. I did 3 wide receivers and a quarterback first 4 rounds.
On some teams, this cat could be your RB1.
Yeah, I know.
You know, why not pair him with a, Braylon Allen or Austin Eckler, someone that could have standalone value as an RB low, RBN too, and and fill out your PPR, wide receiver 1, 2, and flex plays with all studs. That's another strategy. And
all they need is one injury to take the reins, and that's all of a sudden their backfield.
Well, that's why the strategy for that would be, if you're going to go 0 RB or you're going to invest in the Vikings backfield, you must take Jordan Mason, just like the Garindo effect.
I like that.
CMC.
Yeah, that's a very, very smart thing that you do. Yeah. God, you're so smart, Puma. Actually, it pisses me off now that I picked the dark horse again.
He's like, damn.
This is kind of another Puma guy. Of course, 2 years ago, Puma made this notoriously amazing draft pick of taking a Mr. Sam Laporta in maybe 4th or 5th round. No, later. It was a late round pick.
Laporta potty.
But he was a rookie back then. Everyone's like, who? Why is this guy taking a tight end this early or taking a rookie tight end? But let me tell you, because 2 years ago, he finished tight end 1. And that was the same year that he had DJ Moore and Justin Fields. They went to the championship, and go fuck yourself, Puma. But let's talk about Sam Laporta for a minute. Last year, everybody was down on him because he did not have a productive year compared to the year before. So in 2024, only 83 targets, 60 receptions, 726 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Which 7 touchdowns is not bad. But they were not passing the ball as much. They were running a lot. Obviously, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery they have in the backfield. They have a lot of other weapons. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams. But Sam Laporta, he's still there. He's still young. He's 24 years old. And I feel like they're going to use him this year. The new offensive coordinator already hinted at the fact that they might be stretching down the field a little bit, throwing the ball downfield, moving the chains that way. It's a whole new system there. We don't know what to expect. And right now, he's consensus tight end 5. So you can get him in one of the mid rounds, maybe 5th, 6th round, 7th round. So to me, he has a lot of upside. This is a guy that you could get a little bit later and that could produce similar numbers that he did 2 years ago.
The potential is off the charts.
Off the charts. And because, like another thing Puma mentioned, high-powered offense. He's somebody that the Lions believe in. He's going back to the same team. They are hungry. I could see his only trajectory is to go up from here. So Sam Laporta, to me, everybody's sleeping on him. This is a dark horse. High risk, high reward. Do you want to make that investment, or do you want to wait later, or do you want to get a more elite tight end? This could be your elite tight end. Yeah. This could be your elite tight end. So Sam Laporta, to me, because of that, all that appeal, all that sex that I just mentioned, this could be the guy.
Yeah, Laporta potty did really poop himself last year. I mean, Mike, for me, there is a scarcity running back and tight end. And someone like that, you are making a choice to go all in or wait on an Evan Ingram or, Tyler Warren, someone towards the back of your drafts. But no, that you made great points. And yeah, even though he did poop his big boy pants, I see him starting 2025 off strong. That was a good pick.
Let's go, baby.
That was a great pick, honestly.
Oh, man, that was good. So, what's next? What do we got here?
Well, what's next is obviously, we do have a great tie to your company, NJ Gourmet, right? And there's nothing better than having fresh, flavorful food that you could take home and pop in the microwave. But this is not a New Jersey gourmet video. But this is a football video. But I said to Myke, what NJ Gourmet menu items could you think to compare to some players, right? Because there's a lot of segments where you could probably think of players that compare to food, but let's compare them to NJ Gourmet food.
I like that.
And I said, let's play a little game. So Myke,
okay,
you're gonna start us off, and you're going to give us who's your, you're the man that's made this menu, right? Who are you starting us off with a meal that I could come to mind and think of, this is a fantasy stud?
I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty fun segment. We haven't done anything cool like this, so it's interesting. But if I'm comparing players to food, specifically NJ Gourmet meals, I have to start with one of the most popular meals and go with the chicken parm. My chicken parm is Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, let me explain why he's the chicken parm. The chicken parm is one of our original menu items, the OG.
Sell it to me, baby.
The big boy. Fresh marinara, fresh mozzarella. Just like Derrick Henry, who likes to spend $250,000 a year taking care of that body of his. He's a fresh guy. He's a little older, just like this OG over here, chicken parm, but lots of calories. Big, heavy meal.
Hefty.
Gonna have you feeling satisfied. No matter what, like Puma said, he could see this guy going for another 2 or 3 years. Derrick Henry is the chicken parm because he's a top-notch guy, heavy guy, lots of calories, lots of satisfaction.
Love that.
You like that?
I love it. I don't like it. I love it. But you know who else is consistent? And you know what other meal is consistent?
What do we got?
One of Puma's favorite meals, the chicken teriyaki.
Oh,
right? And that chicken teriyaki, Mike Evans. Like you mentioned with Derrick Henry and chicken parm, consistency, right? It's a consistent meal. It's going to keep you up. It's going to keep you on your macros, right? Your macro game. And it's a stud, not only on the field, but in your mouth. And he is dependable, just like the chicken teriyaki. Myke, I can't explain to you how many times at 3 a.m. I've popped in a chicken teriyaki during the years of, because my job, personal training or online training and stuff like that. And I finish late and I'm doing, people's workouts or whatever for the month or, so have it be. And there's times where obviously I'm starving and that chicken teriyaki has been my lifeline.
It's a go-to.
Just like a go route fade to Mike Evans, Stairway to Evans from Mr. Baker Mayfield. He's always dependable. He's always going to be there for the jump ball, and that is my chicken teriyaki.
And he's a guy that I'll always pass up on drafts, and I always get so pissed off later on.
Right, it's like your chicken teriyaki meal. It's like it's not like the most brilliant and extravagant meal.
Yeah.
But it keeps you full and it keeps you on your macros.
Consistent, reliable, classy.
Absolutely.
That was a great one. Now, I don't even know how I can follow up with that one. Let me see what I got here. What do I got? All right.
Oh, you did only make the menu.
And that's why it's sometimes a little hard because my brain is scrambling all over the place. But I thought it was so fitting. One of our newest menu items right now, the shredded beef and mash. It's a hot ticket item. One of the newest ones, sells out every single week. We use a beautiful, expensive, but high quality bone marrow beef broth that we make in-house. And the only person I thought was so fitting to compare this meal to, Malik Neighbors. Ooh. Malik Neighbors is the shredded beef and mash. And let me tell you why. He is a little pricey, a little expensive. You're going to have to pay first round money for him. But He will sell out, and he is super high quality. Healthy and hearty meal. Not too hearty, but the inventory does tons of volume. Like I said, we're always selling out. Malik Neighbors 170 targets last year. This guy is young, new, and exciting. Malik Neighbors is the shredded beef. That's the only comparison I have.
You know, it's so new. I haven't even eaten it myself.
You see, sold out. And Puma's cooking himself now, Mr. Fancy Pants. Sends me all these beautiful pictures all the time. We should probably throw a couple of those on the screen. Len always putting these gourmet meals together. I'm like, do you want a job? He's like, nah, dude, I do this on the side.
I do it for the love of the game.
No, you've been cooking some work lately.
Yeah. You know what? For me, it's all presentation. You know, I'm trying to be like my buddy here. You know, he's the professional, and I learned a lot from him or watching his stuff. So, you know, it's good that we learn from each other, just like how he learns fantasy.
No, low key. I will say, I guess that's kind of fair. That's kind of fair. Yeah. But Puma definitely, like, I can't believe it. Just goes to show anybody, even like in fantasy, if you put your heart into anything, you will get better at it. And Puma. The meals he's showing me are unbelievable. It's like he works in a restaurant now or something. Guy's cooking every night like he's Ruth Chris.
I work at Carbone's on the weekend. Okay, my next meal / guy. I'm going to piggyback off of expensive, right? Because I have expensive taste. And Myke definitely goes to the butcher for this guy. It's Mr. Ja'Marr Chase as the Steakhouse Supreme, right? Superstar meal. Expensive as hell. You got to probably pay a 101 for this dude. I mean, he is high quality, excellent, refreshing, 12 ounce, tender as hell, flavorful as fuck. I love it. One of my favorite meals, probably numero uno. You know, I'm a steak guy, big meat guy, carnivore guy. And you know what? Only the best for me. And Ja'Marr Chase is for me because it's only the best.
That was a great. I will never look at a Steakhouse Supreme meal now and not think of Ja'Marr Chase. I swear.
Just running for an 80-yard touchdown.
That's a good one though, and he is expensive. He's the number one pick, and Steakhouse Supreme is our highest selling menu item. I mean, we use petit filet. Huh? How you doing? So yeah, dude, Puma. That was a good segment, man. I like that.
Yeah, I figure we have some fun, and why not bring in the industry that has given us the capital and yourself.
Well, that's how we originally met.
This opportunity, yes.
We originally met like that. And we've been in love ever since.
Shit. But that was a great segment.
That really was, dude. As much as I love you, we're just not on the same page, I guess. We're just fucking up everything.
I mean, he wears glasses to work.
This was like my dark horse mysterious look, you know?
I thought you were going for Ray fucking Charles.
You're typing like this. I love Ray Charles.
Yeah. All right, with that.
That's about it. Listen, take care. Arrivederci. This is the end. Remember, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Fantasy Wise Guys on Instagram. Follow us. Fantasy Wise Guys. We're popping off. Make sure that you do something before you end up sleeping with the fishes. We want to know what you're thinking. Comment, say something. Again, thanks for being with us. I'm Myke Meals.
Joey Puma.
Alongside the one and only. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you soon.